Go.
Please state your full legal name for the record.
Keith Dale McPherson.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please describe for the court your educational background.
Educational background is student master's in forensic psychology from Walden University. Background also in police officer, also forensics background in forensic science bachelor's.
How many times have you been an expert witness?
I've been an expert witness about 6 different times, but not in this magnitude. Generally for DUI evaluations, analysis, various different for criminal side.
How much are you getting paid for your testimony today?
Nothing today.
Did you perform an evaluation on Mr. Bumble?
Yes, I did.
Why were you asked to evaluate Mr. Bumble?
I was asked to assess Mr. Bumble's competency for this hearing right here, so to see if he's able to be coherent enough to stand trial for the offenses that he's charged with.
What legal definition is applicable to the referral question that you addressed when assessing Mr. Bumble?
The legal definition that I'm choosing, that is for me to look upon, is his competency to listen to his attorney, make viable decisions for his charges that are against him, as well as also his competency enough to take ownership of the offense that he's charged with.
What procedures and or tests did you perform during your evaluation?
The procedures and tests that I administered measured his mental faculties, or anything that he is able to do, also his intelligence wise. The test is going to be the Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale 3, the Minnesota Multifaceted Personality Test, the Personality Assessment Inventory, Rorschach Ink Block Test. You got the Bender Motor Gestalt Test, and various other ones that we utilize to test his competency and his mental faculties, along with also his intelligence themselves, but also to see if he was malingering or faking any part of this diagnosis.
What were the results of your evaluation?
The results of the diagnosis showed him to have psychopathic tendencies or schizophrenia, with also the findings of, let's see my notes here. Yeah, schizophrenia with paranoid type, chronic schizophrenia. The diagnosis for Access 2 was deferred on him, but also the go along lines when doing the evaluation with this person, his intelligence was below the normal levels for general populace. There is also, which borderlines intellectual disabilities, meaning that he was not functioning right on the intellectual level.
Why do you believe Mr. Bumble is competent or not competent to stand trial?
Because his intellectual as well as his psychological factors doesn't allow him to take that ownership and be competent enough to allow his attorneys to help him.
Did you arrive at a diagnosis for Mr. Bumble?
Yes.
What is your diagnosis?
I, as explained before, the schizophrenia with paranoid type, also his borderline intellectual disabilities.
Can you describe for the court the reasons for that diagnosis?
The reasons for the diagnosis is towards the tests that we utilize, and also his the criminal background, the speakings, interviews with everyone that knows him, including his attorney, and everyone back confirms the same type of evaluations that we give him, and the information that we gained from him said, in fact, confirmed those findings.
Is that diagnosis considered to be a mental disease or defect?
For my opinion, yes.
Why?
For my opinion, from his standards, the schizophrenia, also with the being chronic and paranoid type, he's always on edge, as well as his intellectual deficiencies cause him to not understand everything around him or react more towards a lot of the information and perceive it differently than what most people do, which will go towards his abilities to act like a normal person in society.
Do you believe Mr. Bumble understands the proceedings today?
He has a general understanding of the proceedings, but he cannot firmly grasp all the actual performances that are going on here today and understand it.
Why not?
Due to the low intellectual standards that he exhibited on the test, he was below a 70 percentile for IQ test. A 70-point score is below normal standards for him. With a normal person, him below that standard, he can't comprehend what we're talking about with him.
Do you think Mr. Bumble understands what he's charged with?
Again, my opinion, he has a very short understanding of it. He understands that that he committed a problem, and his childlike actions just keeps him to believe that something was wrong, but he still don't know the actual effects of what actually he's here doing today.
Do you think Mr. Bumble can work with his attorney to successfully defend himself?
No. The reason why I state that, and by my opinion, when speaking with his attorney also said that when he tried to talk to him and create a defense for him, that he was so paranoid that he stated to his attorney that he thought that he was acting against him and always was wanting to, basically is out to get him. This factors involved, meaning that he can't come to a rational decision to have his attorney act on his behalf at this time.
Do you have any other information about Mr. Bumble that you feel would be helpful to the court?
No, not at this time.
Thank you. You may step down.